Hello, my name is David Carl Olson, and I am blessed to serve as the lead minister here at the Unitarian Universalist congregation in Baltimore City. I grew up in a working class family. We lived on the wrong side of the river, at the wrong end of town, and on the wrong side of the tracks. My dad was a maintenance man in a chemical factory, and my ma raised me and my 5 younger siblings until we were all in school. Then she got a part-time job to help with paying the bills. We had numerous financial struggles, but we made it through. As I grew into adulthood, I committed myself to finding ways to help people who struggled financially. One thing I was sure about was that the minimum wage was never a living wage. It wasn't when I was a kid, it wasn't when I was in college, it wasn't when I became an adult trying to establish my own family and household. But raising the minimum wage was not going to happen just because it made sense to help people who were struggling. It was only going to happen if those of us who saw it as necessary amassed the power to make it happen. In Maryland, I was proud to be part of a larger movement of organizations, some like the union my dad belonged to, others like the congregation that I now lead. This movement became powerful as it developed relationships between many diverse people who began to see how all of us were affected by poverty wages. Bridge, Maryland worked to develop relationships among dozens of religious communities, to demand a seat at the decision-making table to secure a raise in the minimum wage. We worked together with economists and city planners, with unions and organizations of low-wage workers, and with our own denominations and each other to listen to the stories of people like my family from so many years ago, to develop not only a faith-filled belief that change is possible, but a public appetite for that change, to publish articles in newspapers and to hold big rallies that explained our position and that showed us and the world how powerful we were in our numbers, in our diversity, and in our influence on the legislators who would pass the laws to raise the minimum wage. One of the peak points on that path to power was a meeting of over 30 religious leaders that I co-convened around an enormous table at the governor's office. The religious leaders present were Catholic and Protestant, were Muslim and Jewish, were Black and white and Latinx and Asian. We were men and women. We were working and retired. We came from the 5 largest jurisdictions across the state, and at that meeting, the governor treated us with respect. He looked around the table, he listened to us, he shared with us, and when we got to that decisive moment of our demand that he support the effort, he surprised us. He gave us a specific set of tasks to accomplish, and he promised us that we would work together and that together we would achieve our aims. Each year, the minimum wage goes up in Maryland. Every year, I think about the fact that I did that. Not I alone, of course. And not as this congregation, nor even as a group of well-minded Unitarian Universalists from across the state. No, we didn't have the power to accomplish those aims. But by creating a larger story that included many, many organized people uniting around not just an issue, but a shared set of values, we gained the power to make something happen that might just lead to the community of justice, equity, and compassion that my faith imagines, that beloved community. Over a century ago, immigrant and labor organizer Mary Harris Mother Jones asked this question: Has anyone ever told you, my children, about the lives that you are living here, so that you may understand how it is you pass your days on earth? Have you told each other about it and thought it over among yourselves, so that you might imagine a brighter day and begin to bring it to pass? I imagine a brighter day. But without organizing people and the resources of our institutions, we will never have the power to bring it to pass. We must always be encouraging each other in our path to power.